Hello, trading is closed on May 28th, 2020. We'll go over our calls. Look for the pattern with the early low. That's what this is. And tomorrow's pattern also has the early low. We said a number of things. We said the rally was losing strength. Doesn't mean it had to stop right there. I didn't think the rally was over, even though it was losing strength. We'll get into that in just a minute. Tomorrow has the early low, and this is what I expect to see next week. This is really negative stuff here. We gapped up at a series of higher highs, not only closed under all the highs, closed under all the lows, and even closed under yesterday's close. And when you hit a new recovery high and close negative, all you need is to go under that by 1 cent to be confident that lower lows are going to print. Well, during the day we got an ultimate sell signal. This just sets a lower target and says ultimately it will come. It doesn't mean it'll happen immediately. And of course we had this pretty good sized rally. That's a sizable rally, but ultimately the signal worked. These ultimate signals fail about once every 2 to 3 years, but they don't always print as soon as this. Ultimately they do. Here was a buy signal. That one worked immediately. MEJT said that this rally was false, would retrace, said this drop was false, would retrace, and that would already happen. Now we're still at this blue line, which is a TDST line and offers resistance according to DeMark's work. This is the upper Bollinger Band. That offers resistance tomorrow, unless we collapse right from the beginning. We're going to have bar 13 of a combo sell as well as bar 9 of a 9-13-9 sequential sell. Now these really have failed repeatedly, but they're coming at a time when the market's meeting resistance from other factors as well. And in his work, it's pretty significant. Now, if it's a collapse, you really should take out this line at 24.88 and change within 3 days. I don't see that happening. So we should have, if this works, we should have a drop, but I don't think it'll be a collapse. And if it fails, it should fail in grand style. Grand style would mean we have to have a strong rally over the upper Bollinger Band. It isn't impossible, but I think this one has a good chance of working. We're also at resistance from the TDST line on the weekly chart. Remember, you can go a bar past the line, you're still at resistance. I think the count I like the most is my alternate count. I'm going to probably change my regular count to the alternate count over the weekend. If you ignore this, you take these 2 points, you get a nice trend line here we've been hitting. When you hit it this often, usually you'll break through, but if you don't, that explains why I can feng shui these letters here and get a count that works. But I can't make a B related to A. It doesn't mean it's not blue B, but I think since I don't think we're ready for a collapse right here, it might be A or B. But at this point, there's nothing in the count that I know of that'll distinguish one from the other. I'm betting it's this one. So tomorrow has the early low. Typically it's, I didn't show you that one. Friday's pattern has the early low, doesn't mean you won't gap up. Typically it's a rally day with a final hour high. Dropping early means it probably isn't going to be a positive day, and there should be further weakness in days to come. We're at an area of strong resistance. Market leaders are failing. DeMark sell indicators are likely to print tomorrow. If they fail big. So if they fail, there should be a big rally, which I'm not seeing. We gapped up, hit a higher high, closed under all the highs and also under the lows. It's quite negative. Once we get confirmation, even lower prices should come. Shouldn't be too hard to do. So I think we're close to a tradable top. Just remember, this rally surprised us on the upside, and if the call fails, it'll fail in grand style. So anyone who wants to wait for more confirmation can be excused. But normally when the strong starts, when the strong stocks don't participate in strong rallies like this, and I've seen a lot of strong stocks I follow fail, it's usually a sign that you're pretty close to a top. And according to somebody else's work, more than one person actually using totally different methodologies, this was probably the high today. So look for the pattern with the early low. This is negative. If we don't take this out early, we expect to see lower prices, and it might be more than just a bit lower. This target is still on my radar, but it doesn't have to stop there, and that's today's call.